Hello, everyone. So I have some more depressing news for you. I know everybody is tired of depressing news, as am I, but with this political landscape that we currently have, it seems like we're going to be getting a lot of this. So Jeff Stein wrote an article in the Washington Post, and I'll read to you a little excerpt from it, and then we'll discuss it just to give you a rundown of what's going on. So apparently, Donald Trump wanted bigger stimulus than what we're currently getting. And we kind of knew that, but this is a very interesting article. So, White House aides intervened Thursday to prevent President Trump from issuing a statement calling for larger stimulus payments for millions of Americans, according to two people who spoke on the condition of anonymity to share details of the private exchange. On a phone call Thursday afternoon, Trump told allies that he believes stimulus payments in the next relief package should be at least $1,200 per person, which is what we got the first time, and possibly as big as $2,000 per person. Congressional leadership is preparing a stimulus package that would provide checks of $600 per person. Trump was in the middle of formally drafting his demand for the larger payments when White House officials told him that doing so could imperil delicate negotiations over the economic relief packages, the official said. Congressional Republicans have insisted that the relief bill remain less than $1 trillion, and it's currently designated to cost around $900 billion. Larger stimulus checks could push the package's total over $1 trillion. Let's just stop right there before we proceed. So less than $1 trillion for economic relief that goes to the American people. But when it comes to war and Wall Street bailouts and big bailouts of corporations, it doesn't fucking matter. Give them whatever they want, right? The defense industries, the military-industrial complex, they asked Washington for bailouts, and they got it in like 3 days or something, it was reported. Let's continue. Trump ultimately did not call for the larger stimulus payments. His only public comments on the matter came in the morning when he wrote that stimulus talks are looking very good. The aides, this is the part that I love the most. The aides were really frantic, saying, "We can't do this. It'll blow up negotiations," said one person who heard the exchange. So that's not the entire article. You can go read it yourself, but this is sad. This is very sad. Not only is it sad, but this is the most Trumpian thing I think I've ever seen. You know, Donald Trump is a very interesting character, isn't he? He comes out and he, puffs his chest out and he pretends like he's some grand leader that, just calls the shots and whatever he says goes. And, that's how he makes it seem, right? Well, as we've seen over these past almost 4 years now, that's not how things have been going, So when he was first elected president, he surrounded himself, and he's still surrounded by a bunch of Wall Street goons, Goldman Sachs, lackeys, and of the sort, the military-industrial complex and whatnot. He had that populist rhetoric, that fake populist rhetoric, pseudo populism, right? And he fooled a lot of people. That's what he did. But people were they were yearning so much for change and for populism, which is what he was talking about when he was running against Hillary Clinton, right? Good strategy. They just said fuck it and took a chance on him, right? And turns out he didn't deliver on pretty much any of his promises, And, you see it throughout his policies. He governed like a typical standard conservative Republican, deregulation, tax cuts for the rich, the whole nine, right? And so he wants bigger stimulus checks for the people, and all it took was his aides frantically, as the article said, running to him and said, no, don't do it. Please, Donald, don't do it. And then all right, I won't do it. He caved. He gave up. Didn't take much, did it? He listened to the last person in the room. And so it's a recurring theme throughout his presidency. He's actually a really weak individual if you look at it on the surface of it. But enough of him for the moment. So Mitch McConnell, a guy that was so opposed to stimulus checks at first, now it seems like he's kind of come around. I wonder why. Maybe it's because the two people that he would like to win the two Georgia runoff elections are getting destroyed with ads that are very, very potent. I mean, if you saw some of these ads that David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler are getting hit with in the news that are coming out about these two corrupt individuals, you'd be kind of worried as well. And Mitch now understands, for some reason, it took him 100 years. I mean, the guy's like 80 years old. He's been in Congress longer than I've been alive, right? He now understands that, stimulus checks, if they pass and stimulus checks and give the Americans economic relief, then that'll boost the Republicans' chances of getting elected in those Georgia runoff elections, right? And he doesn't want those guys to lose. So now he's actually for the $600 checks. He's for the stimulus. He recognizes the necessity for them. And that just goes to show how dumb he is, in my opinion. But that's actually a weakness. He wasn't for it before. Now he's for it. Donald Trump could easily exploit that and go, well, you want to pass stimulus? Well, how about we give the Americans what they need, $1,200, or let's go $2,000, as I just read to you that Donald Trump wanted. So he could have used that as a tool to kind of get Mitch in line and pass what was needed. The fact of the matter is, he now recognizes the importance of it. Donald Trump didn't use the leverage. And as far as him blowing up the negotiations that are currently going on, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Blow up those negotiations to get this new deal in? Sounds much better to me. I don't know. 1,200 sounds much larger than 600 as raw numbers. So these aides, it's all ridiculous. He's surrounded by these people that don't have the best interests of the American people. That's all it is, okay? The people that talked him out of not knowing this are people that don't care about the American people receiving economic relief. They want to talk them out of it when it came to passing defense budgets and Wall Street bailouts and cutting taxes and deregulation. They're not going to talk them out of it when it comes to that type of shit. But yeah, when it comes to passing larger stimulus checks for the American people, of course, no, can't do that. No, Donald, please, Donald, hush, 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 don't do it. Don't do it. And if he comes out the next day, well, I think what we have right now is good. Classic Donald Trump. Classic Donald Trump, man. All bark, not much bite. It's ridiculous.